Do you want to unlock superhuman strength for one-arm chin-ups? This 5 exercise workout routine will transform your body using the power of bodyweight training. Expect to build more muscle in your back and biceps, get stronger at the chin-up to unleash your pulling potential, and target weak links that are causing you plateaus and slow progress. Calisthenics, it isn't just high rep pull-ups until you can't move anymore. Please copy this workout so you can challenge yourself to change. Heavy chin-ups for low reps are the ultimate exercise for bigger biceps. Forget about doing curls at the start of your workout. By doing heavy weighted calisthenics, it is the best way that you can transform your body. We have to get back to the basics because it is such an important fundamental for a workout routine. What does matter for naturals is progress, progressive overload. If you're lifting heavier on these weighted chin-ups, you're going to get bigger and stronger. It's that simple. Quality over quantity is the key with weighted calisthenics. This is why I'm a big fan of the 3 sets of 4 to 6 rep range, because it constrains your variables. You can't hide away from progress by comparison to adding more sets, adding more reps. This can get into that junk volume and it can take you away from that effort relative to failure. All right, here's what your weighted chin-up numbers say about you. If you're doing less than 25% body weight for 5 reps, you're a beginner. If you're doing 25 to 50% body weight for 5 reps, this is intermediate level. Greater than 50% body weight for 5 reps, you're entering advanced territory. So if you're someone that hasn't built up to that 50% of your body weight for 5 reps, forget about all these fancy exercises on the internet and complex programming principles. You gotta get your weighted chin up and the rest will be history. Weighted chin ups shine because they develop absolute strength. Doing those chin-ups plus extra weight is going to make you an absolute savage because it's going to improve your relative strength, pound for pound, how easy it is for you to do those body weight reps. There's a myth that chin-ups don't build lats and that pull-ups are better for back. This couldn't be more false. If you think that, you're robbing yourself of a valuable exercise variation that you can have in your toolbox. Because chin-ups, they do essentially the same thing. Deep stretch at the bottom, nice big contraction at the top. It doesn't just have to be pull-ups, pull-ups, pull-ups. That's so boring. You'll notice that I'm using rings for chin-ups, and that's what I recommend you do as well. They tend to be more friendly on the joints and tendons, and for those of you that lack overhead mobility, or you get shoulder, elbow, or wrist pain when you're using a straight bar, rings are a lifesaver because the rings, they conform to your body, not your body conforming to a straight bar. The name of the game with these weighted chin-ups is maximum performance, and if you want to lift as heavy as possible, your tempo should reflect this. I recommend a controlled negative and then a bounce from the bottom. This is going to propel you up through the rep so you can lift heavier on your chin-ups. This is safe if you're patiently overloading. Small jumps in the weight lifted, you're listening to your body, you should be fine by using this performance technique. Weighted chin-ups give you the best of both worlds, size and strength. Now, if all you care about is getting stronger, bodybuilding will actually serve you well, because a bigger muscle has the potential to be a stronger muscle. So if your biceps, your upper back, your lats, they're getting bigger, they also have the potential to get stronger as well. Some of you might be skeptical about using low rep ranges for building muscle, and I have to tell you that it is not only the 8 to 12 rep range that works. One of the most important things is your proximity to failure. If you're doing these weighted chin-ups and you're struggling, grinding out those final few reps, there is a huge mechanical tension going through your body, and this will make you grow. If you come from a high rep pull-up background, you're going to finish these sets feeling like there's no pump. Is it not working? Oh, I'm not getting DOMs after these type of workouts. We don't need a pump. We don't need DOMs. All you have to do is beat the logbook. This means adding a kilo or 2 to your weighted chin-ups consistently and progressively over time. Simple, but not easy. It's always a smart idea to begin your workout with the most challenging exercise first, one that has a lot of skill, complexity, and high strength demands. This assisted one-arm chin-up is the perfect stepping stone towards the real one-arm chin-up. It mimics the same movement pattern, it uses the same muscle groups, and it is really challenging so that you'll be doing it for low reps to build up that strength. Now, there's many different variations. You can take away fingers. You can put your hand lower down. You can use a band. You can use a pulley system, but the concept is the same. You're trying to use your working side as much as possible and your assisting side as little as possible. It's on you to make it demanding for those low reps. And the best sign of success that you're being honest in your training is those rep speed should be slowing down. As you get towards your final few assisted one-arm chins, you're going to be grinding through them. You can't fake that. If it's hard, it will work. Unilateral training is highly underrated. You wouldn't only do squats at the gym. There's a reason why you do lunges as well, because the same applies for your chin-ups. Bilateral, fantastic. We're going to keep doing those in our program, but by doing our unilateral chin-ups as well, it's going to plug the gaps that are missing, making you more complete. Unilateral exercise shines for reducing that side-to-side difference. Most of us, our non-dominant arm is significantly weaker. For me, my left arm definitely lags behind a good 25%. So if all I did was my chin-ups with two arms, I'm going to be leaving gains on the table. I'll always have a difference in terms of strength and size difference side to side. You can't just two-arm chin-up your way to symmetry. It just doesn't work that way. I know you guys want to become well-rounded beasts, so by including unilateral training into your workouts, it's going to strengthen that vertical pull in a different way. Smart variation is replacing one type of vertical pull, two arms, for a single arm. Dumb variation is doing leg extensions instead of chin-ups. I recommend resting for 30 seconds between sides and then a full 3 minutes after you've done your set. This way, you'll be fully restored to give an equal amount of effort on both arms. The advantage of doing your single arm chin-ups is that you get to increase the range of motion. I find in that dead hang, you're able to get more scapular movement, get a big stretch so that you're strengthening that start important bottom position. And then when you pull up towards the top, you're able to get this big peak contraction for lockout strength. These assisted one-arm chin-ups are a perfect idea for you if you find that you're plateauing. You can't increase the weight lifted on your chin-ups or the number of reps that you're doing. If you're someone who really struggles with that mind-muscle connection, you can't feel your back working, your scapular control feels all awkward. It's often a bit easier to get that connection with your body when you're doing a unilateral exercise. That mind-muscle connection, it's so much easier because you can really focus on what one side's doing at a time. This is going to supercharge your CNS and help you unlock superhuman strength. Inverted rows should be a staple in everyone's workout program. They're not just for beginners. This is one of the best accessory exercises to fill the gaps that are missing from all the vertical pulls that we do. Inverted rows are just horizontal pull-ups. They target the mid-back as well as your rhomboids. These muscles, they don't get the love and attention that they need when you're doing a wide grip pull-up technique. Rows prevent overuse injuries as well as giving you well-rounded strength, because if all you do is spam vertical chins, assisted chin-ups, weighted chin-ups, then doing more of the same thing, it's really overkill. You can get in that extra volume to your back by working it from a different angle with a horizontal row. Inverted rows are going to unlock your full scapular control because you're working through retraction to protraction. It is really helpful for unlocking your full pulling performance as well as improving your posture, because when you're strengthening these upper back muscles, it's going to help with all that rounded shoulders, which can happen if you're just spamming your vertical pulls and presses. Inverted rows as a third exercise is such a smart idea because it's high stimulus and low fatigue. We've just done two really hard and heavy movements that are draining to our CNS to build up our strength. By doing our rows as a third movement and accessory, we can get in that extra volume without destroying ourselves in the process. If you want jacked forearms and biceps, do your neutral grip rows, because it's going to target muscles in your forearm and outer biceps that just aren't possible to hit with your pronated pulls and supinated chins. Until you can do 30 reps in a row, you got work to do on this one. And I know it's humbling, I know it's difficult, but this stuff is what really does work. Why not try weighted calisthenics? Slap a weight onto your stomach, use a dip belt, use a weight vest. These are going to keep you challenged for life, and you're not going to need much weight, which is what's fantastic, especially when used at the end of a workout. Front lever rows are the advanced calisthenics variation. These are more difficult because you're pulling your entire body weight. Don't be surprised when you first try these if you're barely able to squeeze out 5 reps. To make these harder, you can extend your body from a tuck to an advanced tuck to a straddle, legs together. You're going to be manipulating leverages to make your body feel heavier and your rows feel harder. Now, because this is the third exercise in the workout, it's tempting to just go through the motions and not really use much effort. It's really important that with your rows, you approach them with a progression mindset, really fighting to beat your previous performance in your other workouts. You get out what you put in. All right, it's time for some isolation. Let's build up these biceps and get some aesthetic, strong arms. This is the body weight equivalent of the preacher curl at the gym because it's more of a contraction focused movement. Isolation at the end of a workout is such a smart idea for increasing your muscle size. Of course, pull-ups, rows, they're great compound exercises, but they don't fully exhaust your biceps because it's mainly working the back with a little side dish of your biceps. To get maximum hypertrophy, isolation of the biceps is needed to train them through a full range of motion using a single joint movement and really achieve those high levels of fatigue. If you're anything like me, you want to look strong and be strong. Having the calisthenics skills, the bodyweight mastery, and also the aesthetics of a bodybuilder is such a fun method. That's why we've got to finish with our isolation homework. But why can't we just do more chin-ups and rows if we want to build bigger biceps? There's a huge systemic toll that we get from doing our compound exercises. There really is a point of diminishing returns where it's so tiring per unit of effort to stimulate all that back and a little bit of biceps. Bodybuilders figured this out long ago. Just isolate with some ring curls at the end of a workout. If you don't have rings, you can also do these curls on a straight bar, plus all the exercise from today can also be done on a straight bar. It's just not as comfortable on your joints and tendons, plus you're missing out on the stability gains that you'll get from using rings. Do yourself a favor, just buy some gymnastic rings. It's going to be the best investment that you'll ever make. The second best investment is a Fitness FAQ's calisthenics program. Top link in the description. Are ring curls a good substitute for machines or weights at the gym? As a home workout or travel option, they're absolutely epic for biceps and so much more. But truthfully, you're not going to be able to tap into that same level of fatigue and muscle damage that you can accomplish on a machine preacher curl. With ring curls, you'll get at least 80% of your genetic potential of bicep size and strength. Unless you want to be an elite bodybuilder, bodyweight training, it'll get to the job done. Ring curls only work if you work, so you have to choose a posture that is challenging for the rep range provided. That's the equivalent of upping the weight at the gym. For best results, I recommend training at least to technical failure. You should be finishing your final rep, barely being able to complete that peak contraction. And then on your final set, take it all the way to muscular failure. You should barely be able to bend your arms to fully exhaust your biceps. Anything less, and you're leaving gains on the table. If you value longevity, being able to train for years to come, biceps training is one of the best things that you can do to prevent golfer's elbow. On average, people who skip their isolation homework tend to get more aches and pains. Injury is the worst possible thing, and you want to avoid it at all costs by being proactive with your body. You can't get as big and strong as possible if you're sidelined by injury. Holistic training, longevity, that should be the goal for every single person because the biceps, they assist in your chin-ups. If you have stronger biceps, you're going to have an easier time completing that lockout, getting your chest all the way to the bar. This is a weak link and a struggle for many people. And when I seek deeper into their program, it's often because they're not doing any isolation. It's such a simple fix. The most overlooked aspect of calisthenics training has to be hanging. People just don't understand how important the grip and forearms are. Poor hanging equals less upper body strength. This is because the hands, the grip, and the forearms, they serve as a link through your kinetic chain to the rest of your body. So if you can't grip it, you can't rip it. With this workout, we're doing one arm hangs because I know you're ready for it and it's the most stimulative way to improve your grip strength. Step 1, assisted hangs. You're offloading some body weight so that you can reach the time. Step 2, alternating one arm hangs. This makes it a little bit easier to accumulate that total time under tension by swapping sides to get some recovery between arms. Step 3, one arm hangs for time. There's no remorse here. You just got to suffer in silence and wait until that timer stops. Step 4, you're finding one arm hangs easy for 30 seconds. Well, the sky's the limit here, big boy. Add weight to your body to remain challenged forever. If you can't do 15 to 20 chin-ups in a row, your grip may be letting you down. Same thing applies with your one-arm chin-ups. If you can't hang comfortably on one arm, how do you expect to pull up on one arm? Hanging transforms your body in 3 main ways. You'll get better at exploding from the bottom of chin-ups thanks to that elite scapular control. Hanging feels so nice. After a set of this, you're going to decompress the spine, so you'll literally be standing taller and having better posture. We all want better overhead mobility, and hanging is one of the effortless ways to improve this because it targets the rotator cuff as well as lower trap muscles, so you'll get better at putting your arms overhead. The first time you try to hang on one arm, it's going to be a humbling experience. You'll think you're stronger than you actually are, but never fear because progress comes quick. After a few workouts, you'll improve that strength endurance in your forearms. Your grip will get so much better. You'll be shaking hands with a solid grip, but more importantly, you'll be able to hang effortlessly in no time. You'll get better at pushing your comfort zone, resisting that pain and burn that comes in your forearms, and you'll be able to hold an extra 5-10 seconds more than you thought possible. And this mindset that you can apply to other exercises in your workout is really going to give you that internal locus of control. You can do more. Your body wants to stop, but you will keep going beyond that slight discomfort and burn when your body's screaming to stop. And this aspect of hanging is one of the best parts beyond all the physical aspects because it'll translate to any other training that you do. Being able to just go that little bit extra, hold on that little bit longer, really powerful stuff. All right, legends, here is the complete workout. Just copy this if you want superhuman strength. Click here for the perfect push workout to complement what you've learnt today.